Hey there, what's up? This is Martin from Morniche, and today we're going to do a Brutal Force affiliate promotional guide. So basically going to run through the promotional guide that I've just updated and added a ton of information and useful content to help you with your promotions of Brutal Force. So we're going to run through that. And then obviously, if you have any questions at all about Brutal Force, please do feel free to put them in the comments and I will be more than happy to answer them either throughout this session or at the end of the session. So we're just going to kick off in a minute or so, just give people a chance to join, and then we'll get on with the promotional guide. And yeah, we've obviously been working a lot on Brutal Force over the past few months, and it's really starting to show. We've got record sales on a daily basis, new products being offered, the website's being updated, so there is a ton happening behind the scenes. And this guide really is just to help to give you the support and the training to actually help promote Brutal Force and make some real money from it. So let's crack on. And like I said, if you've got any questions, please do feel free to put them in the comments. This is kind of like a impromptu session, so no emails gone out. So there may not be a lot of people live. If you are watching the recording of this, please, if you find it useful, let me know. If you've got any questions, either put them in the comments or drop me an email, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of those. So let's crack on. So here we have the Brutal Force affiliate promotional guide. So the table of contents is basically what we're going to run through today. So we're going to go through the introduction, the legal steroids range, the SARMs range, content clusters that I've created, targeted landing pages that you can send traffic directly to. There's your affiliate links. There is the competition, so what other products are out there, the website itself, meeting Marius, our ambassador for Brutal Force, and then details on the commissions and the incentives. So there's a bit of lag going on here. So obviously introduction, we know that people go to the gym, build muscle, and it's hard work. And Brutal Force has basically been formulated to help make that a lot easier, help people see muscle growth, see results quicker, and also help to burn fat without the actual risk of losing that muscle as well. A lot of people that go to the gym want to see that ripped, shredded body, and a lot of times they tend to go towards the actual steroids route. Brutal Force is a legal steroids alternative, so they are designed to basically mimic the effects of steroids, so actually see some really good results from the gym, but they're not, they're completely legal, they're safe, and they're, you're not going to see any side effects from them. So you can obviously promote individual Brutal Force products themselves, so the individual steroids such as like debulk and whatnot, or you can promote them as stacks as well, which is obviously our combined stacks to help people see much better results. So just a few reasons why you should be promoting Brutal Force if you're not already is massive 40% commissions, lifetime cookies. We know it's a massive niche. We have 20 years of plus experience in weight loss and fitness, so we know just how good this niche is and the actual potential there. There's plenty of different promotional angles that you can promote the Brutal Force. Obviously there's a spelling mistake there, so I need to fix that. So there's loads of different angles, whether it is building muscle, whether it's weight loss, whether it's female bodybuilders, man boobs, testosterone boosting. There's so many different angles, and obviously SARMs now that we've added them in there as well. And like I said, multiple products to promote, and 100% commission weekends. So one weekend a month, we are giving 100% commission. So massive opportunities there to earn some really good commission. And the next 100% commission weekend, I believe, is the first weekend in July. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's either the 3rd, 4th, or the 5th. So I'll double check that. But yeah, 100% commission weekend coming up. So get on board. So here we have the legal steroid range. So as we can see, there are 10 of those, if my maths is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 10 of those. And I'll go through each one of those now. First of all, we have debulk, which is basically designed to mimic the effects of Dynabol, which is actually one of the most well-known and popular steroids. But with debulk, there are no side effects. It's a safe alternative, but it will help to build more muscle, build muscle and not fat. So it's actually lean muscle, help with testosterone, allow the person to push more weight, and also help with muscle recovery, which means they can get back into the gym sooner and quicker. And then we have a list of the ingredients in there as well. Following from that, we've got the Dynabol focused keywords. So obviously, if you're creating content around Dynabol, I've put an entire list of keywords there with the keyword difficulty and the search volume as well. And you want to be able to use all of these to create one big piece of content on Dynabol. So in that piece of content, you might have things such as what is Dynabol, Dynabol cycle, Dynabol side effects, stacking Dynabol or Dynabol stacking, those kind of things. And you can answer all of your visitors' queries and really start racking up those search volumes and then forwarding them on to debulk. Next up, we've got T-bulk, and T-bulk basically mimics the effect of trenbolone, which is, again, one of the most well-known steroids. It's there to help build muscle whilst also helping to cut the fat, helps with the muscle density, increases strength and power, so that people are able to lift more and therefore see much better results. Now, the reason why a lot of people like to use T-bulk and trenbolone is that, if I'm pronouncing that right, is because it helps for both bulking up, so increasing muscle growth, as well as cutting cycles, so helping to actually cut the fat and reduce that body fat percentage. And again, we've got the ingredients there, and we've also got the keywords. So I've got the keywords for every single one of the types of steroids, so you can see the search volume and really use it to create a really good piece of content. Next, we've got A-bulk. So A-bulk basically mimics the effects of anadrol. And anadrol is actually one of the most powerful steroids. So the great thing about A-bulk, like I said, is that you have no negative side effects. So the aim of it is to basically push oxygen throughout the muscles to help with the recovery. So people tend to see better recovery times, they see increased stamina, they're able to lift more weights, and that means they're able to grow muscle fast. They tend to see really good fast muscle gains as well. And then again, we have the keyword list there. So there's a good quantity of overall volume if you're ranking for a good selection of those keywords, and keyword difficulty is not too bad either. Next up, C-cut. So C-cut is one of the obviously the cutting legal steroids. It is there to mimic clenbuterol, which is actually a really well-known steroid when it comes to the celebrities as well. Clen has been rumored to have been used by a lot of female celebrities particularly. It's one that is used more often to really help burn fat and just cut the body fat percentage. And one of the key benefits of it is that even though it burns the fat quickly, it also helps to retain that muscle. So typically, if you were to use, if you'd gone on a diet, you've been at the gym, you're bulking up, and then you started to try and lose some of that body fat. When you actually go on a diet and you actually restrict your calories, there is a certain percentage of muscle that burns along with that fat. With C-cut, it helps to burn the fat, but also helps to keep that muscle mass that you've developed as well, or that your visitors developed. Then it also helps to increase energy and supports lean muscle, whilst also helping to boost endurance. And again, keywords that you can use to target in your reviews. And obviously this information here is really useful for you to be able to get a little bit of an understanding of the product and using that in part of your reviews as well. So again, we have really good search volumes. I mean, clenbuterol itself, 25,000 search volumes per month. And, you know, not a terrible keyword difficulty. Next up, we have S-Bulk. So S-Bulk is a mimic version of Sustanon. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is one of the original bodybuilding supplements that a lot of people use that when they, you know, were using anabolic steroids. And the main function of S-Bulk and Sustanon is to help increase testosterone levels. Testosterone, as many of you may know, is typically classed as the male hormone. It is what is there to help increase the testosterone production, which is therefore going to help to build muscle mass and muscle growth, and also help to burn fat. As we hit around about the age of 21, I believe it is, our testosterone levels have reached their peak. So they're at the peak during puberty, and then every year after that, they start going down. And that's why you tend to find people getting, you know, that middle-aged spread, or they find it hard to lose the weight, or they find it hard to build muscle. And that is because they have a reduced amount of testosterone. So with S-Bulk, it helps people to increase their testosterone levels, which is going to help them build more muscle without the fat, and also helps to reduce the muscle loss as well. So again, as I mentioned, when people go to the gym and they go start a weight loss routine, they may actually lose some muscle, whereas with this, it helps to prevent that. And then again, here we have the keyword lists, and again, some really good volumes, and keyword difficulties are quite low. So some good choices there. Next up, we have H-Bulk, and I'm really not going to be able to pronounce this very well. So H-Bulk is a mimic of somatropin, I think that's right, which is basically HGH. So H-Bulk is designed to help increase the production of HGH, which is the human growth hormone. And this basically helps to stimulate muscle growth. So it really helps to fire up the growth of your muscle, burn stored fat, and also speeds up recovery. And HGH is a massive niche. There's so much potential there. If we look at the keyword volumes, you know, some really good keyword volumes for somatropin itself. Later on, I'm going to show you the contents for HGH itself. There's some really good keywords for HGH. Next, we have ACUT. So ACUT is a safe and legal alternative to Anavar. And Anavar, to be honest, is probably one of the ones that I have heard of the most. It's a really, other than Dynabol, it's a really well-known steroid. And again, ACUT is a legal, safe alternative to that. Aimed to basically cut through fat, retain the lean muscle, and also improve energy levels and boost strength. Now, one of the great things about ACUT is that it's perfect for men and women that are looking to burn fat and also retain that muscle. So ideal if you have a website that is predominantly men or women. And again, we have search volumes here, and like I say, Anavar #1, 23,000 search volumes. So, and then below that, we've got nearly 4,000, 1,500. So there's probably easily 30-odd thousand, 35,000 worth of monthly search volumes for those keywords. So there's a lot of search potential just for that one steroid. Next, we have Decabulk. So Decabulk is basically designed as a bulking supplement. It's there to help increase lean body mass. So it's basically helped to develop lean muscle. And that means that you're building, rather than, you know, shoveling lots of calories down you and then going to the gym and working out, it's actually helping to build lean muscle. So not so much need for the cutting phase afterwards to reduce that body fat percentage. It helps to improve stamina, it helps to improve strength, and it's also really good as a post-workout and also relieving the joint pain. So obviously people that go to the gym, lift a lot of weights, they do suffer from joint pains. So this Decabulk is a great way of helping to prevent that. And again, search volume is not bad. If you created content on all of these different individual steroids and steroid alternatives, then there is a ton of search volume. We're talking hundreds of thousands of search volume per month. Next, we have WinCut, which again is part of the cutting range, and this is a one to mimic Winstrol. I'm not even going to pronounce the official steroid term, which is what we'll do. It's stanozolol. That's completely wrong. It's commonly known as Winstrol. That's what it's more commonly known as. And WinCut is designed to basically help to build lean muscle development and help to increase strength, boost stamina. Again, ideal for both men and women. And it's one of those supplements that a lot of people will use in the summer months. So summer months tends to be the cutting phase. And that's because they want that sculpted body. They want as little body fat percentage as possible to have a real nice sculpted muscle frame. So WinCut can help with that. And like I say, Winstrol is a well-known steroid, so we can see the search volume there. Again, there's probably roughly, top of my head, around about 12, 13,000 search volumes for that keyword itself for that selection. So a good amount. Next, we have G-Cut. Now, G-Cut is slightly different because what we tend to see with men my age, mid-30s, 40s, 45 onwards, is that your testosterone levels go down. There ends up being an imbalance of hormones, so you tend to have less testosterone and more estrogen. And what that tends to cause is something called gynecomastia, otherwise known as man boobs. And this is something that a lot of gym people experience, typically those that have been on steroids, because that is a side effect of that. And it basically causes the male breast to increase and look like as though they have man boobs. And G-Cut is designed to basically help to eliminate the fatty tissues within the breast area, reduce the breast size, and improve the actual chest appearance. So it's designed to help to combat that side effect of having a lower testosterone level and an imbalance of hormones. And again, the search volume for gynecomastia is huge. Obviously, the keyword difficulty is higher, but we're talking 110,000 search volumes per month for this keyword. And even all of these smaller ones, you've still got a really good search volume with 1,500 and some decent sized keyword difficulties as well. So definitely a lot of potential in this sub niche. So obviously one of the things that makes our legal steroids very different to others on the market is that they're not the standard, cheap pills, cheap looking pill bottles. We do ship them out in pouches, so they look unique. People tend to prefer the pouches as well because it can just look like a simple protein shake, even though it is in pill form. So yeah, just looks so much better. It just looks more premium, I think. Next, we have ones that we recently launched, was the SARMs range. So we've got 3 products within the SARMs range. We have Radbulk, Ostabulk, and Andaline. So I'll go through each of those. So Andaline is basically a safe and legal alternative to Andarine. Okay, so it mimics the effect of that SARMs by increasing muscle mass, as well as helping to burn fat from the body. So as it says there, it promotes rapid fat loss, helps to retain that lean muscle so people don't lose the muscle mass as they're in a cutting phase. It helps to boost energy levels and helps to increase both power and strength. And again, it's ideal for both men and women. So if you're looking at a piece of content for fitness for women, bodybuilding for women, then Andaline could fit on there quite well. And again, search volumes, very low keyword difficulty. With the SARMs products, there's a lot less competition in the SARMs niche than there is in the legal steroids niche. But obviously the volume does alter that as well. So best case scenario is to create a site that can feature both legal steroids and SARMs, and you'll be killing it. Next, we have Radbook. So Radbook basically mimics the effects of testosterone, which is all about helping to, again, help increase the testosterone levels. With Radbook, your visitors are going to see lean muscle growth, and it's going to be good, solid, lean muscle growth. It's going to help with vascularity, so it's going to help get that blood flowing around the body, help to improve recovery time of the muscles, and give much quicker results. And it's going to increase strength and boost endurance. And one of the great things about Radbook is because it does bulk the muscle as well, so it obviously increases the muscle growth. It does also help to give that chiseled look, so it helps to reduce the fat content in there as well. And again, search volumes, keyword difficulty is quite low. Search volumes are fairly decent, for the main term. So these are obviously the most main examples. There are others that you might find in your own keyword research. And then finally, with the SARMs, we have Ostabulk, and Ostabulk is basically there to mimic the effects of Ostarine MK 2866, or 2866, or 2866. And this is basically, it's going to help, again, to mimic the effects of testosterone. So it's going to help to shred unwanted fat, while also helping to build lean muscle and also help to boost energy levels and strength levels. So it basically helps your body to produce more testosterone. And again, like I say, perfect for sculpting the muscle. And here we have the search volume. So Ostarine is probably one of the more well-known and common SARMs, as you can see with the search volume, 38,000 search volume for the main Ostarine term. Keyword difficulty only 12, so there's a lot of potential there for getting a good amount of traffic. So those are the legal steroid range and the actual SARMs range that we've just brought out. So there's so many products for you to be able to promote. We then have, what I wanted to do is create some content clusters. So these are basically, I've gone out and I've researched all of the different types of content that you could create around each individual topic. So, you've got legal steroids, you've got SARMs, and then also show you how you could potentially structure that on your website to help form a really good silo around that particular topic. So the first one we have, if I get on the right screen and there's no delay, the first one we have is best legal steroids. So here we have all article titles that you could create around about the legal steroids. So the best legal steroids is going to be your best XYZ page. That's going to be where you've got potentially a buyer's guide. You could potentially have, and then you'd obviously have the product overviews in there as well. And the aim is to create supporting content for that. So we have the main best XYZ page, like I said here. We then have a range of informational content that you could write. So, are steroids legal? What do steroids do? How do steroids work? All of these would be individual pieces of content. And then below that, we have product reviews, and these are also going to be bunny pages. So these are going to be product reviews for the individual steroids themselves. And if we look on the next slide, you'll be able to see that visualized a bit better. Here we go. Hopefully you can see that okay. But basically, we have the best legal steroids page here. So this is your best XYZ page. And then we have all of the pieces of content that link through to that, all of these supporting pieces of content, which then link to each other as well. And then we also have the product reviews here, which the steroid piece links out to that. So Dynabol will link out to your D-bulk review, the Sustanon would link out to the S-bulk review, and all of these link to the best legal steroids. And this could also link out to your individual steroids as well, if you wanted, or alternatives, if you wanted to provide a lot more in-depth review of each individual steroid alternative. So hopefully this all makes sense. And it's also structured in a way that we have the bulking steroid alternatives here, we have the cutting steroid alternatives here, we have HGH here, and then we've got the more generic steroidy kind of supporting content here, and it all just helps to boost that. Sorry, 1 moment, someone's just at the door. Just give me a moment. Typical. Typical. The joys of working from home and having my office finally built. That was the builders telling me they're going, and it's only half a day. Typical. So yeah, so this is the content cluster for best legal steroids. So next up we have the SARMs one. So now we have best SARMs. Again, we have the article title here. So we have best SARMs. We've got the supporting content. We've got a little bit more best XYZ content potentially here with SARMs for cutting. Again, more informational supporting content, and then the individual product reviews as well. So again, if we go to the content cluster, slightly different. We have the best SARMs, which is the best XYZ piece of content. This is what we want ranking. This is the thing we want to get ranking. That's going to be where we generate the most sales. And then we have our supporting content here. So again, each one of these links to each other, and then they all link to the best XYZ page. And the reason why that is that these are basically, they're supporting your best XYZ. So these are typically where you will build a lot of your backlinks to, and then the link juice from these backlinks will then flow into your best SARMs page. And the reason why we link to two others, so we link, say, what are SARMs? If you build backlinks to what are SARMs, you get some really good quality backlinks from here. It's going to pass the link juice to this one. It's then going to also pass the link juice to this one, which is going to help pass it to this one. It will then also pass it to this one, which is going to help pass it to that one. And then because it links back to this one, it just helps to power that whole cycle even more. So it just really helps you to use as much of that link juice as possible and make the most of it. Oops, I didn't really explain that. So you've got your supporting ones here. We then have the individual SARMs here. And then these can then link through to the actual product reviews themselves as well as actually mentioning the product on here and on here. So there's actually 3 places where you could potentially be making sales from here. So you'll be potentially making sales from your best SARMs page, because that will have an overview of each of the products within Brutal Force. You'd then also have links here, because these are going to be the SARMs. So you'd have links to the SARMs alternatives on Brutal Force. And then you'd also have individual reviews of the products on Brutal Force as well. So lots and lots of potential to make sales from those pieces of content. Next up, like I said, we have best HGH supplements. So HGH is a massive market. It's a ridiculously big market. And it fits really nicely with the actual legal steroids on the SARMs range as well. So it's all works well together as individual different silos. So again, we have the piece of content. We've got our best XYZ. We have an informational content. We've got some more best XYZ content here. So HGH for men, HGH for women, more informational, and then the actual product review itself. Now, this is obviously one silo. So this is what we call a silo or a content cluster, with the main target being this best HGH supplement here. Now, there's nothing stopping you from actually expanding this out and potentially using this HGH for women as a secondary silo. So what you would then do is basically create a load of supporting content around about women using HGH, link that through to this, and that would form its own secondary silo, which would then also help pass all that link juice through to this one, which will then help obviously hopefully get this ranking, making your sales, and then also linking to this to help you make sales as well. And this is obviously all the supporting content. And again, it follows the same flow. So it links to the target page, the main target page, which is your best XYZ piece of content, and then links to other supporting pieces of content as well, just to, again, help power those up. And then we have the man boobs gynecomastia, and the different pieces of content that we've got here. So the niche is massive. Again, like I say, this is a really big sub niche. And even though it is not necessarily about building muscle, it is partly to do with obviously burning fat, but because it's more of a secondary complementary kind of subtopic to steroids and building muscle and burning fat. So it can fit really nicely on a fitness site, or it can be a completely sub niche site as well. So you can really niche down and create a site just based on gynecomastia or man boobs. And again, we've got some really good content ideas here that you could use. So your best XYZ piece of content, and then your informational content, and then an actual product review as well. So this is really useful for, obviously getting your site started or this silo started. And then we've got the content cluster here. And again, it's very similar to the previous content clusters. Your main best XYZ target page here, your supporting content that's all linking to this target page as well as to each other. And then this links through to our product review as well. So you'll be having affiliate links on this page and affiliate links on this page as well. And then finally, what you'll find in the promotional guide is a link to all of the deep links. So if you want to link to a specific page on the Brutal Force website, then you can do that quite easily with these. What you'd basically do is get your standard affiliate link and then just attach this on the end. And then what will happen is if you use that as an affiliate link, it will send somebody directly to the bulking page, the cutting page, the stacks, the SARMs, or the individual products themselves. So this is really good for sending, targeted people. If you are promoting debulk, then you don't want to necessarily send them to the homepage. You want to send them to the debulk product page, and that's just going to help improve conversions. So the guide, you've got access to all of the deep links. Like I said, you just need to make sure you put your standard affiliate link here and replace this, and you should be good to go. Now, obviously, with the Brutal Force page, we have all of the individual products. So each individual product has its own dedicated page, or the SARMs has its own page, the bulking, cutting, stacks have their own page. But we've also started pushing out 2 dedicated pages as well. One for S-bulk and being a testosterone booster. So I know, lots of you are promoting Testogen, which you should. It's an amazing product and converting incredibly well. This is good for a secondary option. So if you rank, top 5 testosterone boosters, Testogen, obviously at number 1 because it is the best one on the market. And then S-bulk number 2 will work really well because you're just going to be getting an extra piece of that pie when it comes to sales. And then we also have a dedicated page on man boobs. So if you're looking to promote the gynecomastia, this really helps to answer the visitor's query on man boobs. So definitely worth sending people direct to that if you're going to be creating that man boobs piece of content. So, is there actually any competition to Brutal Force? Here we have the new page, and to be honest, the Brutal Force looks fresh, it looks new, it looks what it should be. You know, there's no messing about. It's getting brutal with building muscle. You know, there are competitors out there, but they're either very old, bland, or just plain boring. So definitely worth pushing brutal force. We know it's the best of the, you know, it's the best. So obviously pricing, you can see this on the official site. Pouches, you can buy, customers can buy pouches, stacks. There's buy two get one free special deal. There's free worldwide shipping. So lots of benefits to the visitors. Now the website, obviously, like I say, we've been working really hard on the website and really improving the way that that looks and that feels, and helping to improve the conversions so that you guys make more sales. And like I said, the first thing is the homepage. Obviously, there's still actually a lot more work in the pipeline for the website, so keep an eye on that. And we're going to be continually improving more things, developing the actual product pages a little bit more, and just doing ongoing conversion tests to make sure, like I say, it converts the best for you. So here is just a small snapshot of some of the pieces of content on Brutal Force, and I'm sure you'll agree, it does look really nice and really fresh. And then recently we have brought on Marius as the Brutal Force ambassador. And as you can see, the great thing about Marius is that he is in this industry, he's in the fitness industry, his body is ripped. He has the body that, most of your visitors are going to want: the muscle growth, the chiseled look, and he's obviously pushing, recommending Brutal Force, which is great. So obviously this is a really good way of you getting, really good imagery on your site that is not just your typical stock footage. The crap stock footage is everywhere, whereas this is unique to obviously Brutal Force. We've got Brutal Force in there, so it just really helps to bring it home to your visitor that people actually use this product and see excellent results. And then on a commission side, again, we offer 40% lifetime commission on all sales. That obviously includes repeat purchasing as well. So like with every brand in More Niche, you do get credited for repeat customers. Again, we also have the 100% commission weekends. Ignore the date, I need to remove that. Basically, it's an ongoing promotion. So 100% commission weekends once a month for some amazing commissions. And then again, we offer chargeback protection. So we don't actually follow any chargebacks. We don't pass any chargebacks onto you as an affiliate, so you don't miss out on commission. Here's some links to obviously the brand resources. So obviously once you've opened the guide up, you'll be able to copy and paste these into your browser, get access to the amateur photos, the resources, and the network policies. We obviously keep this all updated, so any new resources will be found in there. So really, are you ready? It's time to get brutal and make some real money. So Brutal Force is going to help you to make massive commissions, real money. So now is the best time to get on it. And don't forget to keep in touch with me. So I'm obviously going to be the dedicated affiliate manager. So if you need any help, support with your promotions, get in touch with me. If you need content ideas, if you want me to look through your site and see how we can optimize your content to actually make you more money, so improve your conversion rate, improve where we could actually position the product to make you more money, or if you just want me to help give you a site review to help boost your traffic and your sales, let me know. I'm more than happy to do a content audit, SEO audit, conversion audit, and just generally help you make as many sales as possible. That's what I'm here for. So get in touch. My email address is here. My Skype is there. So yeah, I am available anytime. So I'll leave it there and see if anyone has any questions. Hopefully it's been useful. Again, there's not too many people live because this wasn't really announced other than on Facebook. So if you are watching the recording, make sure you first of all subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell notification so that you're told when I do another live. that way you'll get a bit more notification. Make sure you're in the Facebook group, which I'm assuming you are if you're watching this. And also make sure to comment or email me if you've got any questions at all on promoting Brutal Force. You know, I'm always around to help as much as possible. And that's it really. So I'll go back to this page because there's really no reason to wait. Brutal Force is killing it. It's, like I say, daily records in sales. So it's really definitely a niche and a market and a product that you should promote if you want to actually make some real money. So I will leave it there. I hope you have an excellent rest of the week, and I will speak to you soon. So bye for now.